Welcome back, everyone, and get ready because today we are diving into something that has everyone talking, and I promise you're going to want to stick around for every single second of this. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we are building something special here, and I want you to be part of this journey with me. Today we are unpacking Selena Gomez and her reflections on married life with Benny Blanco, and trust me, this is going to be good. Selena recently opened up about what it has been like being married to Benny, and the way she talks about it is honestly refreshing. She sat down for an interview, and the energy she brought to that conversation was unlike anything we have seen from her before. When she talks about Benny, there is this calmness in her voice that makes you believe every single word she says. She mentioned that what drew her to Benny was his honesty, and not just honesty with her, but honesty about where he was in his own life. That kind of authenticity is rare, and she knows it. Selena explained that Benny tells her anything he is feeling, and that openness made her feel safe enough to do the same thing with him. The thing that really stands out is when Selena talks about how Benny sees her. She said that when he looks at her, he does not see the celebrity or the public figure, but just who she truly is as a person. Finding someone who can strip away all the noise and just see you for you is incredibly rare, especially in Hollywood, where everything is so calculated and performative. Selena seems genuinely grateful for that, and you can hear it in the way she describes their relationship. She also mentioned that Benny can sense when she is feeling a certain way, and he addresses it before it spirals into something unbearable. That level of emotional intelligence and attentiveness is not something you find every day. There was a moment during the interview where Selena got a bit emotional, and you could see just how much this relationship means to her. She talked about how she genuinely believes Benny when he says nice things to her, because he is not just saying them to make her feel good. He means it, and that belief is everything to her. After years of being in the spotlight and dealing with people who may have had ulterior motives, it makes sense that she would cherish someone who is just real with her. The way she described falling in love with him was so natural and effortless. She said she watched it happen, and when you know, you just know, even though she admitted that sounds cheesy. Now let me address some of the comments and concerns that have been floating around about Selena and Benny, because I have been seeing a lot of chatter online. Some people think it is odd that both of them are still working so much after getting married. They wonder why Selena is not taking a break, or why they are not spending every waking moment together. Here is the thing though, and I think this is important to understand. Selena is at a point in her career where she is finally being taken seriously in ways she was not before. Hollywood can be incredibly fickle, and when you are hot you have to strike while the iron is burning. She has contracts and commitments and responsibilities that do not just disappear because she got married. Life does not stop when you walk down the aisle, and I think people sometimes forget that. Beyond the practical side of things, there is also the fact that Selena seems to be in a creative flow right now. She is working on projects that excite her, and she is collaborating with people who respect her talent. Why would she put that on pause just because she got married? Marriage does not mean you have to stop being your own person or pursuing your passions. If anything, having a supportive partner like Benny probably makes her feel more confident in taking on new challenges. The same goes for Benny, who is also deeply involved in his music career. They are both doing what they love and supporting each other through it, and that is actually a beautiful thing. Another concern I have been seeing is people saying that Selena and Benny moved too fast. They point out that the relationship seemed to escalate quickly, and now they are worried about the possibility of divorce down the line. First of all, they just got married, so maybe we can give them a minute before we start predicting the end of their relationship. Second, there are no rules when it comes to love and relationships. Everyone has their own timeline, and what works for one couple might not work for another. Some people date for 10 years before getting married and still end up divorcing, while others get married after 6 months and stay together for a lifetime. You cannot put a formula on love. What I think people are overlooking is that Selena and Benny were not strangers who met at a party and decided to get married a few months later. They have known each other for years. They were friends first, and that foundation is actually a huge advantage. They already knew each other's quirks, habits, and personalities before they even started dating. That history gives them a deeper understanding of who the other person is, and that is not something you can rush or fake. So when people say they moved too fast, I think they're missing the bigger picture. This was not a whirlwind romance with someone she barely knew. This was a friendship that evolved into something more, and that evolution happened naturally over time. I also want to talk about the peace that Selena seems to have found, because it is noticeable. If you watch her recent interviews or see her on social media, there is this lightness to her that was not always there before. She has been through a lot over the years, from health struggles to public breakups to dealing with constant scrutiny. But now there is this sense that she is finally at ease with herself and her life. She talks about Benny like he is her safe place, and that is exactly what everyone deserves in a partner. Someone who catches you when you fall and reminds you that everything is going to be okay even when things get tough. The way Selena described their relationship as a dream so far really stuck with me. She acknowledged that there will be ebbs and flows because that is just life, but she seems confident that she is with the right person to navigate those ups and downs. That kind of certainty is beautiful, and it is also something that comes with maturity. Selena is not a young girl anymore who is looking for someone to complete her. She is a grown woman who has done the work on herself, and now she has found someone who complements her life in the best way possible. That distinction matters because it changes the entire dynamic of a relationship. One thing I do hope, though, is that Selena keeps some aspects of her relationship private moving forward. I know she is excited, and she wants to share her happiness with the world, and I completely understand that. But the reality is not everyone wishes her well. There are people out there who would love to see her fail or see this relationship crumble. The more she shares, the more ammunition she gives to those people, and that is just the unfortunate truth about being in the public eye. I think there is a balance between sharing your joy and protecting your peace, and I hope she finds that balance. Benny also seems like someone who values privacy, which could be good for their relationship. He is successful in his own right, but he does not seem to crave the spotlight in the same way that some people in Hollywood do. That grounded energy could be exactly what Selena needs. Someone who is not trying to use her for clout or attention, but who genuinely just wants to build a life with her away from all the noise. The footage of Benny proposing to Selena was so sweet and genuine. You could see the surprise and joy on her face, and it felt like a real moment between two people who love each other, not a staged event for the cameras. I think what makes this relationship so compelling is that it feels authentic. Selena is not trying to sell us a fairy tale or convince us that everything is perfect. She is being honest about how happy she is while also acknowledging that relationships take work. That honesty is refreshing in a world where so many celebrity relationships feel manufactured or strategic. She is not posting cryptic quotes or staging paparazzi shots to prove anything to anyone. She is just living her life and sharing glimpses of her happiness when she feels like it. There is also something to be said about the fact that Benny is not intimidated by Selena's success. She is a global superstar with millions of fans and a career that spans music, acting, and business. That could be overwhelming for some people, but Benny seems completely unfazed by it. He sees her as Selena, not as Selena Gomez, the celebrity, and that distinction is huge. It allows her to be herself without feeling like she has to perform or live up to some impossible standard, even in her own relationship. The comments about Selena working too much after getting married also make me think about the double standards that women face. If she had stopped working, people would probably criticize her for giving up her career for a man. But because she is continuing to work, people are questioning whether she is prioritizing her marriage. Women cannot win either way, and it is frustrating to watch. Selena is doing what feels right for her, and that should be enough. She does not owe anyone an explanation for how she chooses to balance her career and her personal life. At the end of the day, Selena and Benny are two adults who decided to commit to each other and build a life together. They are not asking for anyone's approval or permission. They are just living their truth and finding happiness in each other. That is something we should all celebrate instead of picking apart. Love is hard enough without the entire world weighing in on your relationship. So I really hope people can give them the space to just be happy and figure things out on their own terms. If you have made it this far, thank you for watching and being part of this community. I love talking about these topics with you and hearing your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already, because we have so much more to talk about, and I do not want you to miss a single thing. Let me know what you think about Selena and Benny in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one.